Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pocket Dragon Pub. I had to rewrite the script in my brain there for a second. I am so excited to see you all here tonight for the wonderful Thirsty Sword Lesbian one-shot, The Wallachian Affair, as part of Pocket Dragon's Pub Femme GM Month. I am your lovely GM, Neon Graffiti, but we'll get to the where you can find me afterwards. I use she, her pronouns, and I have lovely players with me tonight who are going to be playing some wonderful, wonderful dark gothic romance in the Thirsty Sword Lesbian system. Firstly, playing Luciana, we have Quinn.
Hello, everybody. My name is Quinn. I use any pronouns. I'm playing Luciana, who uses she, they pronouns. She is from the Thirsty Sword Lesbians expansion. I don't actually own it. I need to.
Advanced Lovers and Lesbians.
Advanced Lovers and Lesbians. The Dream Mirror.
Pop it to
Who
someone
you
else.
gonna popcorn it to?
That's right. And I will popcorn it over to Jellyfish.
Hi everyone, I'm Jellyfish Lines. My pronouns are he, him. My character goes by basically any. Love you, love you, Kara. I cannot pronounce this. 1 second. Love you, Charles. That's why he goes by Charles. I'm just gay little jellyfish, and I'm popcorning it over to Okami. I was gonna say Gabriel. I was wrong.
All good. Hello, everyone. My name is Okami. My pronouns are he, they, and tonight I'm going to be playing Gabriel von Helsing. Pronouns he, him, and his playbook is the infamous. And popcorn it over to Ronan.
Hi, I'm Graphical Ronan. My pronouns are he, him, it, that damned thing in the darkness which lay beneath. I am playing Jean-Claude. His playbook is the Beast. He's a werewolverine, and I think they have 3 genders: top, bottom, and switch. So he would be a top.
With basic introductions out of the way, I want to take a small moment to firstly plug the wonderful Thirsty Sword Lesbians book. Phenomenal. If you can find it in your local game store, go find it there. If not, go visit Evil Hat Productions and see if you can get a PDF or a book printed. Because April Kit Walsh is a trans lesbian herself, and she wrote the book, and it is phenomenal. Now, in that line, a little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. Right from the pages of the source book, I always read this when I'm about to run this game. No fascists or bigots allowed. To play Thirsty Sword Lesbians, you must support racial liberation, intersectional feminism, and queer liberation. Respect transgender people, non-binary people, intersex people, and women. Respect racialized people. Respect Black, Indigenous, mixed race people, and other people of color. Respect sex workers, respect disabled people, respect immigrants, respect lesbians and other people with queer sexualities, respect people experiencing poverty or homelessness, respect neurodivergent people such as those on the autism spectrum, respect fat people and people of all body types, and not demand that anyone educate you about their marginalizations. If you don't agree, fix your heart before sharing a table with other people. If you do agree, but you're struggling with self-loathing over any aspect of your identity, that's understandable. We're taught to hate ourselves in so many ways. Come on in, and let's celebrate the existence and joy of people like us. Tonight, we have the pleasure of taking you on an adventure into the dark and gothic early 1800s nightlife, really. The name Vlad Dracula has rung through the cold night air for centuries. Hell, some even believe millennia at this point. But unfortunately, he has perished at the hands of some surprisingly novice vampire hunters, as well as the help of his son. Vlad is no longer with us. Tonight, the vampire courts of Eastern Europe and representatives from outside decide what to do with all the territory Vlad had claimed. Who does it belong to? Where do we go? Each vampire, hungry for more, as all vampires always are, gather at Dracula's castle to hopefully stake their claim and not get staked in the process. I never discussed with Vixie what the cold open line was supposed to be, but that's it. So, roll intro. Lesbian here at the table. Welcome back. That was a lovely, lovely intro by the Pocket Dragon Pub. I love coming and DMing here for things like that specifically. The production, people, the production.
It's so good.
The sun sets. And for most, this is the sign of the end of a hard day's work and the beginning of rest. For those within the old stone walls of Castle Dracula, this is the opposite of the truth. As the sun sets and light fades from our world, the candles and the windows of Count Dracula light with life and movement. Tables scuttle across grand hall floors on their own. Attendants, both human and not, hurry through the halls to make preparations for what should be a fairly powerful gathering. At the entrance to Castle Dracula, stepping out of their coffin for the first time in their long journey here, Gabriel, please describe yourself.
Gabriel is a tall, strapping young man in his early 20s. He has a challenging demeanor, wears dangerous clothes, and at his hip is an enemy's sword. What enemy, you might say? One that was owned by Count Dracula himself. Gabriel has thick, brown hair with slight streaks of blonde through it, has the very intense, piercing, dark brown eyes, a thick, very well-trimmed brown beard that has regrown over the evening as he typically trims it down, shaves it, and styles it, but because he is one of the undead, his beard usually grows back out to where it was previously when he was alive. I mentioned his dangerous clothing, and by dangerous I mean form-fitting, well cut in colors of black and gray with the occasional splash of dark blue, the kind of colors that would blend into an urban landscape, making one a shadow, and easily unseen, casually walking either through cobblestone streets or the halls of Dracula's castle. As he moves out of the coffin, you'll notice him grab a couple of weapons, a red leather bullwhip, which he hooks to his hip, and the enemy's sword is an elegant silver blade that was once owned by Dracula, with an interesting bloodstone in the hilt, and he puts it in a thin black leather sheath, and his boots are polished black leather riding boots of a warrior, the kind one would wear in a battlefield or in the military, but still not a scuff on them.
Beautiful. As you step up toward the main doors, as per tradition, as if you've been here before, and you definitely have, the doors open themselves to you and welcome you inside. Just inside, there is an attendant, a young woman wearing a fairly simple and plain white robe. She goes, Mr. Helsing, we've been expecting you. We're just gathering up in the meeting room on the 3rd floor. Please, I'll guide you.
Lead the way.
Of course. And she takes you into the castle towards the meeting room. I'm trying to remember what like the old term for it was, but I cannot.
Parlor.
The parlor,
or
thank
drawing
you.
room, sometimes.
The drawing room, the parlor.
Drawing room. That's another good one.
Tune in next time for corporate like 1940s America vampires.
I'm there.
Anyway, as you lead up the stairs, our camera pans away from the darkness that you are now ascending into. It pans down, back outside the castle, to kind of a back courtyard. Standing in the back is another figure. Please, Jean-Claude, please introduce yourself.
I am Jean-Claude Robitaille Baptiste Ro, a transplant from North America. He is a little over 6 foot tall. He's got kind of like a Henry Cavill as the Witcher vibe going on. His clothes are quite practical, fitted enough to not be a detriment in a fight, but loose enough where he can shed it in case he needs to quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He has a found sword. He found it in his rib cage just before he turned around and obliterated the fool that stuck it there. So he's just been carrying that one around. His hair is long and held back from his face in elaborate braids, with copper clasps and whatnot.
Nice. Beside you is another gentleman. He is short. He looks young, maybe 17, 18. His hair is tied up in a very tight bun, and his shirt is one of those tie front shirts, and it's hanging fairly open. And he reaches into a pocket and he pulls out a smoke. And he goes, thank you for representing us here. The pack appreciates your convenience and your timeliness on this matter.
Of course.
Now, I believe the bloodsuckers will be meeting soon. I just that you head inside.
If I must, I must. Adieu.
Good luck on your hunt. And he finishes his smoke, drags his hand through his tight hair, stretches, and then runs into the woods behind the castle.
I feel like he would climb the wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Let
so
me take a look at
Jean-Luc
your-
would try to clamber up the stonework.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna have you increase your feral for that.
Nice.
Because you are definitely expressing yourself. We have a cheers redeem. Everyone have a drink.
Woo.
Tonight I am drinking water from my fridge. Thank you, water from my fridge. Refreshing as always. And as you climb the castle, as you climb the castle walls, the camera once again speeds up actually, and continues to climb the wall faster than you are, leading us to a room on the top floor of the castle, almost within the belfries, at the very top. Oh boy. I love when my players pick challenging names that are in Greek. Karileos. Karileos. Please describe yourself. What are you doing in this upper room of the castle?
Carleos Marinus, otherwise called Charles by those who cannot pronounce it, is dressed to the nines. It is clothes to play a role, and he is looking at, just in the belfry, looking around, thinking about how much time he spent here. And he has a very suspicious demeanor. He is always looking over his shoulder, and he clutches just at a concealed sword at his hip. And he just simply says, "It's been a while. Now let's see who gets to cut the freshest meat."
And with that, the wind howls through the trees below you. The leaves kick and stir in this early fall. And we follow one of those leaves as it drifts past you, floating back down through the castle to one of the guest quarters. On the second floor, into a window. The room is pristine. It's decorated with reds and golds. Exquisite carpets line the floor, and in the middle of the room, a tall 4-post bed that sports curtains on all sides. Luciana, please.
I think that you see her like sitting on the edge of the bed, and much like the room itself, she is also pristine. She's sort of like if a marble statue was a person. Very dazzling and elegant, but also there's a distance there, especially when you look into their eyes. They're like not quite there and with and present to what is around them. Jana is dressed again very professionally, very not in such a way, it's a very careful balance. It is not in such a way that she would like stand out or be super easily noticeable, but also not in a way that she would blend into the background. It is this perfect middle ground mix of exactly what is to be expected of her in this moment and in this situation. She is very femme presenting. She has very long brown hair that flows down her back. Again, not a piece of it is out of place. It just looks perfect and perfectly manicured. She has, again, those brown, distant eyes, and at her side is her sword. It is a sword that grants someone else power, and I'm not going to say any more about it than that for now.
Mm-hmm. Connected to the room, there is a door. There's the door that leads out to the hallway, but there's another door that leads to a sort of private wash chamber, if you would. The door busts open, almost as if tossed haphazardly. Not aggressively, but energetically. And comes through Sean. They have their long curled hair up in a like mocking ponytail, and she's wearing clothes that obviously are not hers. They're loose fitting and they aren't quite tailored right, but it is a very ruffled and proper looking shirt with like a blue jacket that's gilded with gold. And there is a large emblem of the sun on the back of it. And she's not wearing pants, but she has her underclothes on. And she goes, God, can you believe this? Like, I took this from the snob next door. Like, look at this. This is style now? This is ridiculous. I feel like a goose.
Yes, I know. You really can't be going around, though, saying and doing things like that here.
I mean, what's he gonna do? Ask for his clothes back? He can have them. They're ugly.
Then why did you take them?
I was curious what it felt like. Plus, I mean, on me, they could be a little dashing.
I'm sure they look far better on you than they do on him. Why don't you finish getting ready, or we're going to be late?
You know, you don't have to go.
I do have to go.
Okay, I understand. I won't press it. I know you have to. But we can just leave. The night is long, and we are in the darkest part of Europe that I've ever seen.
We can leave after we're done.
And she takes a few steps forward and kind of leans into you and goes, promise?
Yes, I promise. We'll leave once everything is done and finalized. We can go and explore wherever you'd like.
Excellent. And she leans forward, she gives you a little smooch on the forehead, turns around, and just the camera's focused on your face for this, and she just poof, and all the robes just fall to the floor, and she goes about actually putting her actual clothes on. A little bit of time passes. Gabriel, you're one of the first to the drawing room, or the parlor.
Of course.
It is a grand parlor. You notice that it is this high up on the castle because the walls are almost entirely glass. Stone, intricately carved stone pillars support each corner of this, I would say octagonal, but it's more than 8, maybe dexagonal, 10 sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Large stained glass portraits in each window frame, depicting Dracula, depicting his late mortal wife. There's one depicting the stars, one depicting Hell, there's even one depicting Dracula as a young boy before life happened to him. The very centerpiece stained glass window, though, depicts a bright red moon over top of the castle you are now standing in. In the middle of this room, there's a large circular table. And at the table, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chairs. No, 8 chairs. Pardon, I miscounted my NPCs. On the table lays a circular map. You can tell it was custom made to fit this table as it is currently inlaid. It looks like the table has some sort of mechanism to screw out a piece, place a map, and then screw the piece back in to hold the edges flat. And as you are stepping into this room, and the attendant who led you up here goes, please just take a seat and we'll be with you. The others are just finishing their preparations.
Of course, dear. And he goes over and comfortably sits in the chair, kind of lounging around bisexually, waiting for the rest of the representatives of the different fiefdoms to show up.
Yes. As you sit and you're waiting, she disappears and different servants come. These ones are dressed in full red, similar gowns, but in a real red tone. And they bring in platters, gold platters that each have a decanter of red and a matching glass. You can tell each glass and decanter is different, and they're meant to match the person that is at the table. Yours is brought to you. It's a square decanter, almost looking more like a whiskey bottle than a wine glass. And she puts your a wine decanter rather, and she puts your glass down, and it is more of a whiskey tumbler style glass than a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And she bows and pours your first drink of the night. Goes, if you're in need of anything else, please do not hesitate to ask.
Gabriel quirks an eyebrow, looks at them, and says, "Is that an invitation?" And I'd like to make an entice roll as he gives the servant a stare, like he's gonna devour them in more ways than one.
Please.
You're gonna be my next drink.
And that is heart, I believe, correct?
Yes, it is a 2d6 plus your heart. And if you have any special moves in your playbook, you are free to use them at any time.
Double check my playbook. Oh wait, I copy pasted it into my document. No. None of my moves apply to this. I got a 4, so you get to make a move.
Okay. The servant will kind of see what you're doing and go, well, if the nobles at the table would request such a thing, it could be arranged. But unfortunately, I'm a little too important. And they'll take their finger and they'll kind of draw it up from your chest to your chin, giving you a little flick before they tuck the tray under their arm and leave the room. And I am going to take a string on you for that one. As I just mark that down real quick beside the right person. And the next to arrive is a pale woman attended by the same class of servant in white robe. The person is different, but they're meant to all look similar. She steps into the room, and her hair, you can tell, at the roots is red, and throughout the big, curly, bushy hair that wreaths her head, there are little kind of red flecks, but it looks like she's rolled her hair through charcoal or some sort of black dye. She walks in, she's wearing a set of almost, it's a mix of flowing priestly robes, but she has a full metal breastplate on and carrying a sword, a fairly large broadsword at her side. She comes in and she goes, "Yes, of course, no, I don't need anything. I will be taking my seat now. Come, Bath."
Activating Wicked Past.
Okay.
When you hear about a
What does
villain
that
for
do?
the first time, well, the way the move reads, and it's a little bit up to interpretation, is it's like when you hear about a villain for the first time, you may decide you know them from your past. If so, give them a string on you to ask a question from the figure or person out list, and take +1 forward against them. So I think the camera like gives us like a little bit of a flashback of me like knowing this warrior woman. And I am going to ask the question. And I can ask one question on the list without having to roll. And I'm going to ask, what do you hope to gain from this gathering of lords ultimately?
Ooh. I'm here to gain the same thing any of you are. A claim on land, a claim on livestock. After all, a girl's gotta eat.
Okay. So Neon, who is this person and what do they have
This-
over my head?
Yeah. This is Morrigan, a Celtic vampire hailing from the Scottish and Irish Isles. On her breastplate now, as we are saying that you know her, you can see the triskele, that Celtic 3 circles. She is larger than life, standing at about 7.5 feet tall. And she looks at you in this room and she goes, Gabriel,
Hello,
figured I'd see
Morgan.
you here.
I was Dracula's favorite concubine. Why wouldn't I
He
be
made that
here?
obvious. See, the attempts to remove the other concubines didn't go well.
Well, at least now you get to be the largest person in the room.
Darling, I'm always the largest person in the room. And she walks over and where her decanter is, you can tell they've kind of, when they brought in yours, they brought in everyone's. And she sits at what seems to be a random seat until you look over at the decanter, and it is a large, almost like a steel copper, really finely engraved jug. And beside it is something that looks more like a pint glass than a wine glass. And she goes, "Come, Bath. We're in here." And sauntering into the room, you can smell it immediately. This girl's mortal. She's still breathing. She's 5'4". She's wearing a black kind of jacket. It's decorated with bits of chain and metal. And she's got like the gentleman's like puffy pants from the time. But she is not wearing a shirt. It's just the jacket and the pants. And all along her stomach and her chest are these very intricately marked tattoos and designs. And you can tell, especially coming from the Van Helsing line, these are Christian markings depicting the 9 layers of hell, Dante's Inferno. And Baff walks in. Instead of carrying a sword like her lovely Morrigan, you can see hooked to one of the loops on her pants that would hold a sheath or a parrying dagger, there is a set of silver-plated brass knuckles. And she goes and she stands politely behind Morrigan across the table from you. Did I mention? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Baff is also bald. She is bald, and the markings go all the way up the back of her neck and cover her head as well. Specifically, at her temples and going backwards seem to be depictions of goat's horns.
Okay, so I would like to propose like a really unique way of using a move, and I know this is weird.
Yes.
I would like in the narrative to pull out a book, like a little chat book almost that he has, which is specifically a manual for hunting monsters, and I would like to call on a toxic power.
Ooh,
The
absolutely.
toxic power of monster hunters and all of the accumulated knowledge of my line to try and see if I can figure out this mortal, the tattoos, the silver brass knuckles. It's giving my character hunter vibes, and would that be like an acceptable way of the narrative of using pulling upon a toxic power? Okay, I just wanted to check. I have spirit. I have +2 spirit.
Okay.
So I'm actually good at this. 5 + 2 is 7.
Nice. I'm pulling up the move for myself here, but please take a moment to describe it for our audience. What does this move let you do?
So when you parlay with a toxic power, ask it a question and roll + spirit. I got a 7. So on a 7 to 9, it answers the question, and the GM chooses one. Either it's going to take something from me, either knowledge, reputation, or something physical. I mark in condition, or the toxic power gains a string on me. And the question I'm going to ask is, what ties to night creatures or the underworld does this mortal have? Or is she a hunter like me?
You ask this to your book, to the dark powers that lie beyond it. As you write the question in, the ink disappears. And slowly surfacing on the page is an image. The image shows a hunter, much like yourself, but rather than formed in science or formed in physical capacity, the hunter was formed through faith, through dedication. You see an image of a young girl at a nunnery, believing in the good of the light of the church. You see her experience a tragedy that even your journal doesn't quite know how to communicate with you. And you watch as what seems to be an image of Morrigan, a tall figure with that curled, billowing hair, pick this girl up from the wreckage, and they walk away together. A hunter left behind. A hunter broken, found, and reforged. And as the last image fades, the book simply writes in plain speak to you. Cost impending, and I will take a string. At this time, while you're looking at your book, Jean-Claude, you are scaling the castle walls.
I feel like my werewolverine claws, like I'm not fully transformed,
Yeah.
but the claws are out. Like my teeth have gotten
you're
longer.
beasting out a little bit. And as you reach the window where you're supposed to be, you notice that all of these are stained glass, and there is no like hinge on them to open. You're gonna have to make a way in. I leave it in your court.
It's probably bad form just to smash through the window, huh? Is there, like, on the floor above it or below it, is there an open window?
As you look up, you do see that there is a latch in the ceiling. It looks like it would open just to in the room. You would assume that it's probably for, when Dracula felt like going for a night flight, he could just pop that hatch open and head on out.
Yeah. So I'll make my way up to that and try to open it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You go up, and honestly, you're already beasting out. You climbed, 4 stories to get up here already anyway. You can pop that right open and drop right in if you'd like.
Yeah. And he does that like that 3-point superhero landing.
Wonderful.
And stands slowly up.
Absolutely.
And so Gabriel is in the room. The hunter and the Morgan are in the room. So it's just the 3 of us at the moment? Or the 4 of us?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
Yeah, 4 of us. Yeah. Okay. Gabriel, it has been a while, no?
Oh, well, it most certainly has, Jean-Claude. It's so good to see you. Why don't you come and take those broad shoulders of yours and sit next to me? And I'd like to make an entice roll because I'm just into this. I got a 5.
Jeez,
Dude,
nice
so
there.
great.
No.
I don't care. I don't
mean-
care. It's messy.
Yeah.
That's 2 XP, right? For an XP for every failure.
Yes,
I think?
it
I don't
is
remember, yeah.
an XP for a failure if you failed rolls.
Yeah.
If
Is
you
this,
level up during the game, great, do it. Phenomenal. If you don't, oh well.
Is this a bad time to tell you that I historically roll terribly on D6 games?
It's a wonderful time to tell me that. I know exactly where all the forced rolls are going.
I had to early retire from Risk. It just wasn't happening.
Damn.
Yeah. Jean-Claude will laugh. I'm sure you would like that, Gabriel. I think I'll sit over here with my back to the wall.
And sure enough, you walk over to your seat, and sitting in front of your seat, you notice everyone has decanters except for you. There isn't a decanter for you. What there is instead is something akin to a shrimp cocktail. But where there would normally be shrimp for us normal food-eating mortals, there's instead what seems to be pieces of organ meat that decorate the outside line of this glass, as well as what seems to be some sort of sauce in the middle. They are raw and to your liking.
Nice. he'll like he won't bend down like to smell it, but like anyone in the room could see his nostrils flaring as he's just drinking in the scent of this thing, and maybe his teeth get a little longer. I am not used to such haute cuisine, but I'll save it for later.
Excellent. The next to the room is Luciana and Sean following behind you. The attendant opens the door and escorts you in.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, the ever mysterious Lady Altadonna. I'm so glad that you've graced us with your presence.
Well, of course. It's a very important day after all.
Is that your consort?
Hi.
As Gabriel links over at the... Well, aren't you a ray of sunshine in the midst of a dark, dreary castle? Pleasure to meet you. What might your name be?
I'm Sean, and I certainly hope that I'm not a ray of sunshine, because that would put all of you in so much danger.
Absolutely. So charming.
She does a little like hee hee hee, and then moves back behind Luciana.
Luciana, where have you been hiding her? She's a delight.
Oh, I wouldn't say I've been hiding her. It's just been a while since we've talked. And I will try and find... Can I tell immediately, like, where my decanter is, where my place is?
Absolutely,
Okay.
you can. Your decanter sticks out. Not because it's any less unique than anyone else's, but because it is Dracula's. The glass work, fine and ethereal in its make, is covered by a golden latticework of vine and decal. It's not yours. It's his. And the wine glass matches.
I definitely think that she's a little taken aback by that, but is going to do her very best not to show it. There's like, for anyone who's really paying attention, that like momentary flash where her eyes get a little bit wider and a little bit more like focused and present and like in the room of like little oh shit moment. But very quickly it's back to the mask, back to everything as it's supposed to be. I will just, go over, take my seat, and act like that is normal.
And Sean will follow. And she stands behind you with all the patience of your average ADHD person. She is fidgeting, she is tapping her foot. At some point, she asks one of the attendants if she can get a second glass, because there wasn't a glass for her. And she's unafraid to take up space. Charles, you descend from the belfry, make your way through the all too familiar halls, and find yourself at the drawing room. The scene lays before you.
The first thing everyone notices is the slight twitch on Charles' face when he sees Altadonna has Dracula's chalice. Just the slightest twitch. And then he's back to plain stone. Well, how long till the rest of the guests arrive? It's good to see you, Perot, Van Helsing, Altadonna.
It's wonderful to see you as well, Charles.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Ciao.
And as you ask, how long is it going to take for the last of the guests to arrive? Behind you, you feel a cold a cold you have not felt since your mortal days. The chill runs down your spine, and surprisingly enough, you didn't think it could anymore, but you get goosebumps. Behind you stands a woman, about 5'6", long black hair, slick, almost as if oil. She stands in a very finely made lace nightgown. Her bare feet are on the cobblestone floors. And she goes, "Well, with the exception of 2, we're all here. That being said, I don't exactly expect our last 2 guests to be on time. I'm sure we can begin without them." And she takes her spot at the head of the table. She is sitting in the in Vlad Dracula's seat. The seat back goes higher, and it's decorated with that gothic like ironwork at the top. She looks small almost in its presence, but all of you feel it. That cold, that dark, that fear. Although, having never met her before, you know full well that this is the mother of the undead, Carmilla, the first vampire. Here to ensure that negotiations go smoothly and no one steps out of line. She takes a seat in front of her simple wooden goblet and waits. "Please, Carileos, join us."
I shall. However, I suggest we catch up to give our last 2 guests some time to arrive before we get started. Some pleasantries, at least.
Absolutely. If that is what the table would wish.
Was your trip here comfortable, Mother? Are you in need of personal accommodations, comfort? Is there anything I may do for you to make your stay here? And there's a moment of like genuineness that comes to Gabriel's voice. Is there anything that I may do within my power to ensure to your comfort in these negotiations while you are here? And I'd like to make the move, make it right.
Yeah, for sure.
When you allow yourself to be vulnerable with someone you hurt during your villainous past, because I was a brutally efficient vampire hunter, and I
You're a
probably
Van Helsing.
killed several of her spawn. They may choose one. She can decline to engage, which would mean she would gain a string on me. She can lash out, which would cause me to stagger. She can guide me, and they mark XP and give you a task to make amends. They show vulnerability. I take +1 forward to interact with them, or they forgive you. You each clear a condition, and this move no longer triggers for this person. I'm just throwing it out for the flavor because it's fun.
Absolutely. No, that's good. She looks at you, and as you make kind of eye contact with her, you know vampiric mesmerism doesn't work on other vampires, but your vision starts to tunnel. The room gets dark. You feel your breath. You know you don't need your breath. You know your heart doesn't beat, but you feel it in your chest. And she goes, "You have done plenty enough, Helsing. I remind you everyone here exists because I allow it. My comfort is eternal as the night is dark. Do not forget that. And she is going to stagger. You have 0 to 3 conditions, so at your convenience, feel free to choose an option from the 0 to 3 conditions.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. Trying to find stagger again. It's been a minute. Oh my gosh. Okay. 0 to 3 conditions. You lash out at someone who regard matters to you. You provoke them to do something foolish or harmful and take advantage of a string on them if you have one. You hesitate or stumble and the opposition gains an opportunity. Or you grin and bear the blow and mark 2 conditions. I am going to. I'm going to hesitate, and the opposition gains an opportunity. I'm going to freeze there and not move.
Absolutely. That being said, going forward, any one of the fellow players or people at this table, when discussing the dividing of Dracula's lands, may step up and claim what has been put aside for Gabriel. It's not to say that it is lost to you, Gabriel, but you will have to take extra steps to get it back. Opportunity calls, folks. It's up to you to grab it.
Thank you, Mother. If you don't mind, how has the human population been doing in your territory?
Darling, for the folks who are new to this table or have not been here as long as you or I have, and you should know more than well enough at this point, there are land debates, there are squabbles on who feeds where.
Mm-hmm.
My territory is any place the moonlight touches, darling. I go where I please, and I feed where I please. I do try my best to inform the governing bodies that I am passing through, but I'm fairly certain they can tell.
Regarding Moonlight, I think the werewolf clans would take issue with your claim, and I would like to make a fight roll.
Ooh.
Using daring.
Absolutely.
Using my words as opposed to my sword. Ooh. Oh. Huh. I got a 6. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I have a daring of +2, but I rolled 2 and 2, so.
Oh.
No, I think you go to make a statement, and she doesn't even look at you fully. She just kind of glances her eyes over at you, and you feel the words catch in your throat. That means I get to do something.
Yes, you do.
What do I want to do? You know what? She is going to snap her fingers, and one of the attendants in red comes in, takes their tray out, grabs your glass and your decanter, and leaves. She is going to have you mark a condition. As you realize that you are not going to drink tonight. you will be hungry.
I'm going to take the condition angry.
Absolutely.
And get up from my chair and slam my hand on the table. This is my home. I live in this castle. You are here as a guest, and you do not have the authority to leave me wanting of hospitality in my own home, as I would like to make another fight roll.
Absolutely. By all means.
Like, anybody else jump in. It's all good. I'm just like, Gabriel is
I think Jean-Claude's just enjoying the show.
Gabriel, heart.
11.
Good.
11. Okay. By all means, choose 3.
Okay. I am, through cutting words, I'm going to inflict a condition.
Absolutely.
I'm going to create an opportunity for an ally through prowess and distraction. I want to. So Charles is already speaking up. And I want Charles to get an advantage as the good vampire, as the pious vampire, right? I want to boost them up. I want to give them an opportunity to have an advantage against her with whatever they're going to say next. And I'm going to take an object from the opponent, and that's going to manifest as me snapping my fingers, moving that, and the servant gets up, turns around, walks over, and puts the decanter back down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so you create opportunity. You took something, and you get a third.
I inflicted a condition.
Absolutely.
Whatever you think is appropriate, Neon, for the brat standing up and like.
Oh, she will become angry in return.
Yeah.
And she gets to also choose to apply something.
Absolutely, yes.
And she will look at you, and she will go, "This is your house, because Dracula kept you as his dog. Do not forget your place, or you will be reminded that the chain only runs as long as I let it. He is not here to protect you anymore. The others might forget what your bloodline has done to us, but I have seen it, I have watched it, and I have continued to watch it. Mind yourself, Mr. Helsing." And she is going to mark another condition on you.
Okay. I am going to take. Guilty.
Yeah, absolutely fair.
And I would like to cede the spotlight to Charles in this moment as Gabriel takes a large breath and calmly sits down.
Yes. Carmilla's attention has shifted. Charles, you have any opportunity you may take.
Dear Mother, may I simply offer an apology? Most of us are young. Some of us may forget. Some are still trying to understand. The boy forgets himself, but he's also a kind man. He's intelligent. He's wonderful. He sometimes forgets himself, truly. But he's also the strongest of most of us. He's the toughest of us.
You are right. Carleos. Apologies for that display. I hope we may not need another. And, you know what? Charles, take a general string, just for NPCs. You can use it on the staff of the castle or on Carmilla, as they are, in this essence, one body. You have favor. At this time, the door swings open, and a tall man about 6 foot, built wide, strong, muscular, and covered in a Viking style of armor. He has an axe at his side, tucked into a belt loop, and he goes, "Sorry, we got caught up on the sea. Harold, the Uniter, at your service."
Good evening.
Good evening. And he takes his seat next to Morrigan. He doesn't have a decanter at all, but he does have a fairly large horn in front of him. He takes his helmet off, revealing blonde hair tied into tightly knit braids, decorated with little bits of metal. And he sits, and legitimately, where the Morrigan is larger than life, this man is just large. He is muscular, he has presence, and it almost feels like the chair beneath him is serving more as a stool than a chair. He adjusts himself, and he goes, "Wait. I'm not the last one."
You're not.
No.
Huh. Well, somebody owes me gold. And last but not least, stumbling into the room is a very pompous man. Powdered wig on his head, blue jacket, furled collar, almost that Shakespearean-like collar. And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody stole my outfit for the evening, and I had to choose another one. Can you believe it? The gall of some of these servants." And you see kind of Sean sitting behind Luciana, kind of snickers a little bit to herself. And to her credit, yeah, this man looks like a goose. Little red circles on his cheeks, his face powdered white, his very puffy ballet pants leading into tied slippers. For better or for worse, you know this guy. This is Louis the 14th, the Sun King.
That explains the coat.
Most certainly.
He is, yeah, the guy who gave us high heels and the guy who put on a ballet that was legitimately 24 hours long. We can talk about it. It was wild. But he takes his powdered self down, and where most of you have glassware, his decanter in glass is made of a fine ceramic, with gold inlays and blue floral decorations.
Oh.
And he sits very prim and proper, and adjusts himself like 50 different times, audibly all 50 times. And Carmilla speaks. Now that everyone is here, shall we get down to it? As you're all
course.
aware, the wonderful Vlad Dracula has left this world. Before his time, of course, but that goes without stating. This has left something of a hole, not only in the hearts of the members here, our communities, but more importantly, the structures in Wallachia. Now, you're all here to ensure that that hole is filled properly. Without a Dracula or governing bodies, all the lesser vampires and the werewolves would squabble and fight endlessly for territory and what belongs to who and who belongs to where. I would prefer it if things didn't go that way. After all, fights between our kinds can be devastating, if not unending. Now, before us, and she gestures to the table and the map in the center of it, lays a map of Wallachia. Dracula's territories are outlined as so, and all of you have, for better or for worse, some claim to this land. As much as I would love to read this off as a estate or what is the thing the mortals have? A will. Our kind don't have those because, I mean, we're never supposed to die. So, the court, as met here, is to divide the land up as sees fit. Please, if you have a case, make it now.
Jean-Claude will sit up in his chair, and he'll say, the plans have protected your southern borders for these last few hundred years. We keep our numbers in check, we keep invaders out. I see no reason why this should not continue.
Of course.
May I make a claim?
Absolutely.
As the eldest that I know of Vlad Dracula and his brood, I wish to kindly barter plan. Take a cut, as you will. I want the castle in my territory. I also want to cut of Gabriel's. And I look over at you very softly, Gabriel. Just for a moment, I turn my eyes back.
I also feel that I should be the custodian of this castle and the immediate lands around it. While you might be the oldest, I am the one with the skills to actually hold it and keep our enemies amongst the vampire hunters out.
I have no issue with you staying here. Not at all. And I do hope you understand that this is I don't know if you've ever been in this type of situation before, Gabriel. I don't know if you have. And if this is your first, I'm sorry.
I want to assure everyone here that I merely wish what I am entitled to. And if I do not leave this table with what I am entitled to, know that I am the one most equipped to take it from you. And I'm going to pull a string.
Absolutely.
I think this also. Sorry, go
what were you
ahead.
saying? Go ahead. No.
I
What
think
were you
this
going to
also-
say?
I think this triggers center of the web.
Oh, what's center of the web?
When someone approaches you to get something from you or threaten you, choose one. Gain a string on them or lose a string on you. Ask a question from the figure out a person move, or +1 ongoing from them in the scene.
Which one would you like to choose?
That's a very difficult question. Let me think about that.
I would also like to use one of my moves as well while you're using that move.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I have a move called from the villain playbook called Used to Disappointment. When you rely upon or trust someone else with something important, which is you having my back, say how you
Mhm.
expect them to let you down. I totally expect you to hold the line and sell me out and try and keep this. The results are if they pleasantly surprise you, I gain a string, or you gain a string on me. If they do as you expect, choose one. They lose a string on you, or you gain a string on them. If they are somehow even worse than you expected, you have a choice. Berate them and inflict a condition, or swallow your loneliness and take a condition yourself.
As this is all going on, Neon, can I
Yes.
do I want to do figure out a person, but I want to do it
Mhm.
non-verbally.
Yeah.
Basically, Luciana is there entirely to try and get interests for her clan, the people that she is there to
Mhm.
represent, and also try and figure out how to do this without making anyone too mad at them. At Luciana specifically, or at the people that she's representing, right? She knows that she does not come from the most powerful or the strongest group, so it's trying to kind of figure out and navigate this social situation. So she's really just been kind of watching right now and trying to figure out who is the biggest threat, like who is going to possibly lead to danger here. And right now, I think she's leaning towards it being Gabriel because he's the one who keeps saying vaguely threatening things. So I'd like
Well,
to use
Absolutely.
the figure out a person, but not as in she's not going to ask these questions out loud, but rather just from
Mhm.
all of this time of all of this like observation, can she figure out and know things about him? Which will depend on
Absolutely.
how
Roll
well I
plus
roll
wit.
these dice.
Yeah.
And I don't think so, because that's a 6.
Ah.
Nope.
So mark an experience.
Yep.
But as this is kind of going on, you're trying to like parse something about Gabriel, about like what's his deal. Like there's been a lot going on back and forth. And you're trying to like see the strings attached. It's something that you're very used to. You're aware everyone has something, but you can't quite get it because you're following the string. It just goes to Dracula and there's nothing there, and you get distracted in that thought, and you don't end up figuring anything out.
All right. So I'm going to engage Big Dyke energy.
Hell yeah. Do it.
So when I make it clear to my foes that I'm the biggest threat, then for the rest of the scene, whenever I roll 10 plus, I may choose someone present to be impressed or intrigued with me. Once during the scene, when I gain a string on someone, I gain an additional string on someone else who considers me an enemy. And he's going to he's going to say it quietly, but his nails are digging into the tabletop as he says, if you how would he word this? I am interested only in the status quo for my people. If we lose territory, I cannot guarantee our numbers will not balloon, and all of your lands will be overrun.
What does Charles decide on their move after the threat?
To figure out a person. I get to ask, if I believe, one question.
Go ahead. I gotta answer truthfully.
Okay. I'm also reading from the book right now, so
All good.
Aren't we all? This stream brought to you by Femme GM Month at the Pock and Dragon Pub. If you know a woman, and if you love a woman, even if you hate a woman, go support them. It's about time.
How could I get you to accept this offer?
Oh.
With air quotes for the audience. Around accept.
Once you get Gabriel's lands, turn around and give them back.
Got it.
That is, you're looking in his eyes and he is, I have angry and I have guilty, and it is a lot of emotions going on right now. Just to give you a little more context to that figure out, he's definitely lashing out. I think I've been pleasantly surprised because you haven't shouted or doubled down, because you picked a figure out instead of one of the other ones. Neon, I think I'm pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely.
So Charles is going to gain another string on me.
Beautiful. Love.
They already have
see
one.
it.
They get a second one. If we could work something out, and I could continue my residence here, I believe that it could be acceptable, as long as you're willing to allow me to continue to protect this territory as I have been.
Of course. The one in the castle always needs a guard.
And the castle has always been something that I am happy to protect.
Then we understand one another.
Protect the castle. Harold speaks up from his seat. If you're the one protecting it, how in the hell did dear old Drac die in the first place?
Luck.
Honestly, majority of the lands should go to me. I know how to run things. And obviously, the rest of you know not more than squabble and leave your buttocks out.
The only thing you know how to run is your mouth.
I will say.
Would you like to say that again?
He stands up. The only thing you know how to run is your mouth.
And he'll stand up too. He goes, "You watch yourself, you furry son of a bitch."
You're a long way from home, Northman.
So are you.
This is my home now. Has been for almost 100 years.
Yeah. Of course. And he takes a second.
I would like to take the move, who's the monster?
Ooh, absolutely.
I'm going to look at him and I'm going to
Yep.
say, you're talking an incredibly big game about protecting territory you know nothing about. If you were proficient at taking care of territory, perhaps you wouldn't have had to leave where you came from. So-called, what was your title again? Consolidator? When you expose the hypocrisy of someone who is supposedly virtuous, roll plus daring.
Okay.
Please roll high. 7.
Oh,
Okay.
On a 7 to 9, choose one. The wrongness of their act is exposed to all. They mark XP if they change their mind. If they don't, they must attack you or take a condition. Your words sting, they take a condition. You impress an onlooker to gain a string on them. Ooh, fellow players, what should I take? These are all good. What do you think, Quinn? What should I take out of this?
I was thinking when you read them through the first one.
The wrongness of their act is exposed to all. They gain XP if they change their mind. If they don't, they must attack you or take a condition.
Yeah.
So the provoked one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for the saucy one.
For sure.
We'll take the spicy string.
yeah.
You poke fun at this monster of a man. And you see he slow turns his head to you and goes, "It's Harold, the Uniter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll be uniting your head with the fucking floor." And he's gonna take an attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get
Because he
in the way
has
of that.
to. You're gonna get in the way of that. What are you doing to get in the way of that?
Okay. So let me try to find something.
Okay, because I'm an experienced vampire hunter. I don't want Charles. Do your thing.
I have a move called I See Through You. When you figure out a person during a physical conflict, you may additionally ask one of these questions, even on a 6-. What do you want me to be? What are you most afraid of right now?
Ooh. Okay. So that would include you making a fight roll
Yes, I
and
will
getting
do
involved
that.
physically. Okay.
Okay, cool. I don't remember what that's rolled with, but that is okay. I'm in the book right
a fight
now.
is rolled with plus daring or plus
or
grace.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what I got. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna roll with daring. One moment. I love having a book open immediately. Open to the right page. I got a 7, which is okay for me.
Yep.
I got a 7. Okay. Choose 2. Opponent chooses 1, and I get that bonus 1.
Mm-hmm. From the
Okay.
figure a person out
Yeah.
block, right?
Yes. Figure person out, and then the bonus 1 from I See Through You.
Okay.
Okay. Create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction.
Okay.
Take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position. And then, what are you most afraid of right now?
Okay. So you're creating opportunity. You're taking an object. and then you are asking what he is most afraid of right now.
Mhm.
Okay. Currently, you can tell just by how he's handling himself and how he's very quick to anger. His biggest fear is that he walks away from this with nothing. He is a man of pride. He is a man of battle hardened, well won victories. The court in front of him is not his terrain. He very much is terrified of not being able to handle politic. And walking away from this meeting with nothing, or even possibly losing something, scares him more than anything else. What object are you taking?
How do I put this? Can it be metaphorical?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I'm going to try and take some of that pride. Not in a way that's like mean, but in a way of calm down.
Absolutely.
You're out of your depth. Be calm about it.
Okay. I think that is going to... you have stepped in, you have interrupted his blow. And the capacity... You are not, by all means, a big, strong, burly boy.
No.
And so having his momentum stopped by someone who is perceived as weaker has definitely taken him down a peg. And he's gonna step back. And then you're creating an opportunity. What does that look like?
I am going to let Gabriel speak up, or let anybody else speak up. Preferably Gabriel. To get a moment and try to get an argument in, like, edgewise about, like, what piece of territory do they want. And Charles will offer 3 southern ports that lead into the Mediterranean. Trade routes.
Yes, the opportunity, Gabriel will get up and just say, "You do not know this castle. You do not know this territory. But I know that your kind are very good on the high seas. Stand down and maybe you'll leave this negotiating table with something. Because at this point, if you keep pushing the issue, you will leave with nothing." And then I'm going to let Charles, to kind of lay up Charles to be like, "I have 3 southern ports," like right after I say that.
Harold kind of adjusts his coat. He sits back in his seat and he shoves his axe back in his holster and he puts his feet up on the table. Fine.
Caveat to that, we take 10% of profit, you take the other 90. It's not a bad deal.
95.5.
Take it.
Good. And he'll sit back in his seat and grab his horn.
Luciana, you have not spoken up, and you appear to have a ward with you?
Oh, you don't need to worry about her. She is just here to view the scenery and enjoy the castle. I believe my interests are likely most similar to Jean-Claude. I would like to see things remain mostly as they are. For me and my clan, at least. If there is anything for us to gain out of this, it would be wonderful. I'm, so far, not hearing anything that would upset our interests out of this.
Well,
Can Jean-Claude smell whether or not Sean is human or a vampire?
Sean, you are a werewolf. You can smell. You can tell. Yeah, everyone here's pretty much vampire, 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 vampire. Oh, that marked one behind Morrigan. That's human. That's interesting. And you sniff and you sniff and you look around and you kind of focus in on Sean, and it's difficult because there's a lot of people in this room. And there's a lot of different scents between the different chalices that are out and the different people and what's going on. And you hone in on it. And that's a wolf. That's a werewolf.
Interesting. File that away for later.
I think I'm going to use one of my moves from my playbook, actually,
Absolutely.
as we're talking. I think especially in talking to Charles, I'm going to use the playbook move is sorry. When your looks or behavior are unacceptable for your social role, you choose one of the following. I think that, not that she's done anything unacceptable, but I think like being called out and being noticed as someone who hasn't been contributing to the conversation, partly because, very similar to the NPC who just sat down, she feels very in over her head and out of her depth at this table and has kind of just been sitting back, but to have that called to attention feels like some kind of like, oh no, like I didn't do what I was socially expected to be doing. Should I have been doing more? Should I have been participating? And I don't have to roll for it. I can just choose one of the options, and I think it's going to be asking Charles for guidance. I think like as she continues speaking and talking to someone who clearly seems like, they've been doing this for a long time, they have a lot of political knowledge and seem to be calming situations very well and managing the table very well. So she'll just kind of continue talking to him. You seem like you have this situation very well under control. Like you have, if I have no interest in the castle, my people have no interest in the castle. If that is what you want, we are completely fine with you being the one to have and maintain it, so long as you believe that you can hold and maintain it. I am merely here to try and figure out what it would take to perhaps gain some new territory or advantage for my clan.
Hold that thought. Let me think it over.
Of course. I think as Charles is thinking it over too, I'm just going to pick up I don't think I've touched it yet. I truly think she's just been sitting there and watching and just been sitting there like, what is going on? I think for the first time she's going to pick up the glass and really look at it for a minute while Charles is deciding, and then take a drink.
Head of castle grounds.
I'm listening, go on.
As much as us vampires and others, pointing to Jean-Claude, have had historical differences and fights and issues, There's no doubt about it. We do need each other to guard, to protect, to hold. We do need people on the grounds here. I would gladly extend an offer for your plan, your people, if they are willing to hold and guard castle grounds. Same to you, actually, Jean-Claude.
If it means that our territory is not violated, I'll be more than happy to provide the grounds with.
Perfect.
I can assure you, Jean-Claude and Lady Altadonna, if there is one thing that will catch any hunters, and he glances at Morgan's companion and then back over in a very like pointed way, but like quickly. If there is anything that will throw hunters off, is where those children of the moon and children of the blood are present a united front rather than fighting one another.
Yes, I agree. I think that everything you've said sounds perfectly acceptable, Charles.
Thank you.
I also agree.
Fine. Harold pipes up from his chair, and Morgan leans forward and goes, "The night makes for strange bedfellows. But with all due respect, if you lie with dogs, you're gonna smell like a dog."
Morgan, as I once
These
again...
lands
Oh, go ahead.
belong to us. They have theirs. They don't need more.
Morgan, you of all people are one to talk about strange bedfellows. Your little friend over there is part of a legacy just as ancient as mine in hunting creatures of the night, and she's still mortal, which makes her far more dangerous than anyone in this room. And I'm going to make a daring roll.
Absolutely.
As
And
I...
actually, as you make that statement, we are going to go to break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Take a stretch, grab a drink, and we have more court intrigue and a possible fight between two vampire hunters in front of us. Ooh, what a delight! Welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful break and got yourselves something to drink, because we are heading into the final half of this episode of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Emphasis on thirsty this time, I guess.
All right.
And maybe sword. We'll see. Okay.
All right.
Gabriel,
gonna go.
you were about to make a roll.
Let's do this. I'm doing Who's the Monster? When you expose the
the
hypocrisy of someone who is
Mhm.
supposedly virtuous, roll plus daring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, I have, just to be fair, I have a condition on me,
Mhm.
which I believe gives me a negative to this roll. Let me double check. So I
Yeah,
have the
double check.
condition of... No, I don't. I have angry and guilty, neither of which affects my daring. So
Right.
let's do this. Double fours, +2 for a total of 10.
Okay.
On a 10 plus, I gain a string on them. So
For
I
sure.
now I have a string on
On Morgan.
Morgan, and I get to choose one.
Yep.
Okay. I can impress an onlooker. The words sting. They take in condition. The wrongness of their act is exposed to all. They mark an XP if they change their mind. If they don't, you know what? I'm gonna do that first one again.
Okay.
I feel like it is the most appropriate because
Take the spicy option.
yeah, and Gabriel actually wants her to back down because this is messed up. Like, how could you sit there and just insult our werewolf allies
You see,
when you're... Yeah.
there's a difference between what Dracula did to you and what Bath and I have here going on. Bath. And she raises her hand and kind of motions forward, and Bath takes a few steps forward. She goes, Dracula took someone who hated us, who sought our destruction, who continuously, and as far as I'm aware, Mr. Van Helsing, your family still hunts us. Bath here, well, she was abandoned by her people. She was left behind. And I found her. And when she's ready, I'm sure she will join me at my side. And she reaches up and kind of grabs a necklace that's around Bath's neck and pulls her in and just kisses her. I would suggest, perhaps, Gabriel, you think about the terms of your turning before you question someone else's. What happened to you was by force. Dracula did it because he wanted to. Bath has a choice, and she'll make it when she's ready. And I assure you, she's of no danger to anyone here. And she is going to spend a string to, in essence, take your move and fire it back to you. And I'm gonna roll for her because why not? The GM normally doesn't roll. Normally I just say things and it happens, but I think this is more fun.
Yeah.
As I find the move really quick. There it is, the infamous. And that was Who's the Monster, right?
Yep.
Right. She gets an 11. And so I won't have her gain a string because she spent one to do this.
Yeah.
But she is going to actually just fire the wrongness of their act. So your act is not wrongness, but the man that you love who is now gone, the man who turned you, yeah, she's right. He didn't ask. He didn't give you that option. He did this to you. Wouldn't it have been nice if he waited for a second? If he asked you how you felt about it?
Okay.
Change your mind, attack, or take a condition.
I think that at that I have to think about this one.
Absolutely.
You know what? It's a one shot. I'm just gonna do it I'm gonna drive this like a used car.
Absolutely. As you all
Break to a
should.
stop.
Immediately like with lightning speed and precision, you see Gabriel burst into a bunch of bats like Dracula does, whirl around her, reform, and when he reforms, he's holding an ashwood stake in his hand and slamming it into her back. And I'm gonna
Okay, you're
roll
going
fight.
to make a fight roll.
Yeah, I am. 9, 10, 11.
Oh,
11.
wow.
Absolutely. Now, this is normally not how Thirsty Sword Lesbians run. Normally there isn't a you fight and you die and you kill each other. But you're vampires and sometimes things happen.
Ooh.
A stake through the heart is not something that is easily fixed. It's not something that is easily avoided either when it happens suddenly like this. But I'm going to mark another string. You feel the stake collide. But what you expect is not quite true. You expect fabric. Maybe there's a back plate to the piece of armor that she's wearing. You feel flesh. And you take a second, you look down, and Beth, who was standing beside her, has thrown her hand between the two of you at the point of impact. It's lessened the blow just enough not to kill, but choose your 3 options for fight.
I am... My 3 options for fight. I am going to provoke my opponent and gain a string on them. Through violence or cutting words, I'm going to inflict a condition. And I am... I am going to take an object from your opponent. As I look at her sword, it unsheaths from its blade, hovers in the air, and points at her, like Alucard style, as I control it with my mind.
Hell yeah, love that. Okay, so that was take an object.
Yes, yeah. And then she gets one, and then whatever condition she takes, she takes.
Yeah. She is going to take that condition. Yoink.
Things
You know,
have
the
escalated.
sound of taking a condition. Yoink. Yeah, and then she will do one in response. You have the sword. You have the stake. It's been negated in this moment.
Mhm.
And you take that moment of, haha, I win. I have the stance. I have the power. But you feel something retch in your mind. It bubbles up like an illness.
Mm.
And you feel the control of that sword go. You had it. You were holding it. You could feel the grip in your hand, that leather-wrapped handle, the weight of this broadsword.
Mhm.
You feel the bile building. And just as you feel like you're about to lose what lunch you had, impact with your jaw. Hard metal, silver coated. And you're going to take another condition.
Ooh.
As Baff clocks you across the jaw, disrupting your stance.
I think that he's going to his stance is going to be disrupted, and he's just going to look for a moment. He looks like the boy he was when he was first turned, as I take the condition insecure.
Absolutely.
And she shakes it off, and at that point, draws Dracula's blade, spins it around in his hand, and it's cool because it's almost like he's not touching it, right? Like the sword is dancing around. But I would like to see the spotlight to another player before I make another attack.
Absolutely. This is all happening in front of you, players.
Jean-Claude is just gonna lean back in his chair and just casually start eating his what is it? Human cocktail.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our end show.
Can I look? We haven't heard anything in a minute from Mother, who is here observing all of this. And I can either be just looking or glancing, or I can roll figure out a person. I'm curious what she thinks of the fact that this fight has just broken out.
Just looking at her, she seems stone cold unaffected. She's at surface level. That is
okay.
it.
Then I'm gonna roll.
As stone faced as a person with experience and years of her amount would
That
be.
Nope, nothing. 4.
4. Yeah.
That's why I wasn't gonna
Mark
roll.
an experience though.
There we go. That's true. That's why you always roll dice.
Always roll dice.
Always roll dice. Click clack's fun.
Click clack makes the brain happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's completely
Okay.
just whatever. I think she has her little wooden goblet and she's just letting it happen.
I'm going
Like
to
every other family holiday.
Yeah. I'm once again going to be mediator, because this is apparently Charles's job. This is apparently Charles' job, which probably has been his job for a while. And let me see. I think he's still going to go with figure out a person, because I don't think influence with a string would work here.
Gabriel is
Not
mad.
quite. I mean, if you have a string on Gabriel, you can spend it to give him that that offer. You can offer another player an XP to do something. You can find out what it will take to get them to do what you want. You can,
Yeah.
also add one to your roll or subtract one from it.
Let's see. I don't have a string on Irish woman that I love.
No, you do not have
Oh.
string on Morrigan or Bath.
No, I do not.
The string on Carmilla applies to herself and the house staff, but unfortunately not the other vampires at the table that also have
I'm going
claims.
to roll for figure out a person because that worked well
Absolutely.
before. What do I roll with? Wit. Okay. Let's look at this. Let's look at this again. I have all my stuff on a sheet. I got a 9. That's perfect. Okay. And with that, 7 to 9, 2 questions, but they may ask one of you. What do you hope to get from this meeting? What do you hope to get from this? And how could I get you to be calm as well as your ward?
Okay. The answer to the latter of the question is how to be calm.
Mm-hmm.
Is to remove Gabriel from his place of aggression. As far as she is, from her perspective, she has done nothing wrong. This aggression is, although understandable as things boil and reach a boiling over point, is childish and uncalled for.
And the other one, what do you hope to get from this meeting?
What do we hope to get from this meeting? She hopes to get an independent state that is entirely to hers and her people.
Gabriel? Please, step aside. Step aside. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I will whisper very quietly where only Gabriel can hear. I'll handle this.
After you take him aside,
Are you going to spend this string?
Let's.
I
Okay,
was also going to
get,
spend that string.
We'll get to the string. John Claude, you spoke up first, so please.
Yeah, I was going to stand up and kind of try to pull Gabriel aside. You do that thing where you kind of like grab him around the back of the neck and like pull
like
him
the
in close.
scruff,
So
yeah.
So I can talk into his ear, and it's like, you're letting her goad you. It is not wise. But trust me, I know what you meant to him, and it wasn't as she says it is.
Ooh.
That's so I'm giving you emotional support.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Okay. Make the roll. I love it.
Make the emotional support roll.
I am so weighed down by conditions right now. Like
I only got a 6.
it's fine. I appreciate. He says. He just like fierce whispers. I am going to turn her to ashes and then piss on them. Like, and his eyes turn red and his fangs start going out. And then, Charles, go ahead. Now I want to see to Charles. You're gonna spend the
I'm
string.
gonna spend that string. I'm gonna spend that string. One moment. I need to find the strings page because I'm not smart. I love this game.
It's okay. It happens. There's a lot of of rules. I mean, it's not as rules heavy as D&D, but there are a lot of rules to keep track of.
Yeah, and I'm looking for the string moves in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're doing that, Gabriel, you also had spoken up saying that you wanted to do something.
Oh, while I was just gonna attack again. Like I am
Yeah,
furious,
absolutely.
but that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to give Charles,
20.
you know,
Okay.
the space
Or
to be able to stop thinking.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Order of operations, though, you did speak up before Charles did.
Okay.
So while he's finding those rules and trying to
got him.
find a way through this, oh, what?
Go.
I got him. I got him. I got him. I got him.
You got him?
Okay. Okay. Strings. Okay. Make a note of it in your playbook. Yada yada yada. Okay. Regain a string on them. Take a red token. Yada yada yada. Influence was a string. Describes how you can spend strings. Okay, that's a basic moves. Okay. Influence was a string. Let me find that. 1 second. That's Defy
Oh.
Disaster.
I have it right
Keep
here.
going.
It's offer them an. Oh, okay. So I hiss at Jean-Claude, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
I'm going to turn her into ash and piss on them. Like as like the fangs come out and the red eyes, and at that point with his like strength, he aggressively pulls the stake out of her hand, the blood arcing
Mhm.
in the air as he
Absolutely.
leaps up and turns into a bat, like into bats, flies around on the table, like up almost like a shinobi style, and goes to
Mhm.
slam the stake through her chest plate.
Absolutely.
like,
Make
yeah.
another attack roll.
There's like
I see you. I see
epic
you.
symphonic music starts playing
yeah,
in the background.
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting a few impact frames as turn to bat happens and turn back from bat happens.
Yes. Oh, this is so fun. Oh, okay. I got a 6 and a 1 plus 2 is 7, 8. That's a 9.
9.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm spending a spring for a +1 to make it a 10.
absolutely. Okay,
Boom.
10. Choose your next 3 options here.
Okay. My 3 options are I'm going to inflict a condition.
Mhm.
I'm going to through violence inflict a condition. I'm going to provoke my opponent and gain another string on them. And okay, I want to take a metaphorical object from them.
Okay.
What I would like to do is I want to paralyze her with the stake instead of killing her.
Absolutely.
I would so I essentially want to take away her movement.
Mhm.
Like, at least for this one cycle, like maybe she could push it out, but I just want to
Yeah.
slam it in and leave it in her so that she just like freezes.
Torpor. Absolutely.
Yeah, like torpor. Yeah. And she gets 1 in response.
And she gets 1.
Yeah.
I think what happens is you bat to the front and you drive this stake in. You make sure just to miss enough that she won't die from it, but you're going to take her movement from her. And as you drive that stake in, you feel it yourself. A small wooden prick in your chest, followed by a heavy impact as you also freeze. Laying down on the table underneath you, Bath has moved almost as quickly as you have, as she uses the metal of her brass knuckles to drive a stake up underneath your ribs to freeze you and take your movement away as well.
Oh. All right.
She looks at you for a moment. You see one of the marks on her stomach light up. one of the layers. And then it fizzles and fades. And she goes, "Don't threaten her again, old man. Or I will remind you that you are just as fragile as you were before." Carileos, you have a move that you were wanting to do.
Influence the string, and I'm also going to try and cut a deal.
Absolutely.
I'm going to offer Gabriel XP to stand down for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take this?
Gabriel, I will accept the XP.
Thank you. And then that's down to 1 for Gabriel. And I look at her. I look at Bath. It is to my understanding that you want an independent state operating within Wallachia.
Bath will take a minute and then reach over and pull the stake out of Morrigan so the Morrigan can't respond. She adjusts herself. Kind of reaches into a pocket and kind of fills the hole, or like covers it with a cloth that she has. That'd be correct.
Good, good.
My lands have been something of a struggle, and my people need a place to go.
I understand. I'll tell you what. Let's try to cut a deal. Independent operational state. For a time. We do not take it over, but things get better where you came from, where things need to go. And if there's an opening for y'all to get back to everything, you can return,
Really?
or you can stay.
I mean, I'd love to be returning. I really would. But unless you want to go over and start a fight with the entire Coven of Britain, you're going to be having a tough time.
I won't start a fight. We need to keep ourselves alive.
That's what it's going to
remember?
take.
I know. Now, what I will offer is land in operational state, protection, and I will take, and I will like grab like a couple of coins just to like make it the emphasis, like 5 of them. 20% operations. Any taxes goes to us. 20% of them, that is an 80% cut for you. You are free to negotiate.
None to you. You think I'm going to be walking away from one queen? Sorry, that was me as a DM fucking up. Give me a second.
One kingdom to another.
You want me to walk away from one invader king just to pay tax to another? Nah.
Correct. That was wrong with me, and I understand. I should have understood. I'm sorry.
A free, independent state for my people.
Mm-hmm. Trade route tolls until they reach your independent state goes to us.
Fine. It's outside.
Good.
And she
Would you-
looks up at Gabriel, frozen on the table.
Would you kindly, ma'am? Please.
He makes a great centerpiece, don't he? Beth, let him go. And Beth will remove the stake, and then stand kind of between you and Morgan. Gabriel, you have your movement returned to you.
Gabriel, how do you feel? Are you okay?
Lady Altadonna, Jean-Claude, how do we feel about this werewolf hater having an independent state in our lands? And I just let that statement hang there like a fart in a room as he delicately goes back to his seat.
As long as she knows her place, I don't give a rat's ass when she settles. As long as she stays out of my business.
If I do not find dogs within my lands, it's all fine by me.
I think that we should kind of look. This is a bit of a conflict because, in terms of what she wants, what she wants is very different than what her people would want in this moment. So
Mhm.
she kind of looks back and, I think she gives like a very brief, imperceptible if you're not aware of it, glance over to Sean, and then returns to the center of the table and is not going to say or do anything right now, but I will say would be what I think you can gain from that is perceptible to influence. Like, you hit on something there and you could potentially make her angrier, but she's still like, nope, like I can't let my personal feelings, this is a business meeting. It goes right back. It's again like a little crack in the very perfect mask for just a second before it's right back up and just no, don't do that. I'm not here to start a fight. Just here to get things settled. So far, everything, at least in terms of how things are settling down between how land is being divided, so far she's like, okay, it seems like, my people were going to be able to have some of the castle land, and so far things are going well, and she doesn't want to jeopardize that for her own personal feelings about something.
Mm-hmm.
Louis, the 14th.
I was about to say, if she gets her own kingdom, I want one too. It sounds fun.
You had yours.
Yeah, and I would like another. Consider
No.
the kingdom of the sun 2.
No.
I think yes. Oh, come on, Charles.
Why don't you just go invade her independent kingdom? We don't have any loyalty to her.
Well, you see, scary.
Ah, the coward. Perfect.
Incorrect. I just like living. Now.
Afraid to put your neck on the line? Bare your heart.
Very funny, Charles. I'll remind you what happened to the rest of my family. My neck on the line is no laughing matter.
Bearing your heart is none either.
consider, perhaps, everyone, mother, it's just all mine. Consider, it's mine. Yes? Yes, this is a grand idea. Beautiful, all in
No.
agreement.
No.
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 No. No. Well, then, perhaps I will settle upon a theater. Yes?
You know,
I don't
Within
I
one of the larger cities within the territory?
think that would be a problem. A single theater.
single theater is
Maybe
fine.
2. Actually,
One.
a theater.
What's wrong with 2?
He keeps asking.
Please. The whole being immortal thing is fine, but God, you are all dreadfully dreary and have no taste for the arts. When was the last time any of you put on a show?
I believe I
Felt-
just put on an
felt the
incredibly
stage.
entertaining. I believe I put on an incredibly entertaining one in the past 5 minutes, Louis.
We love the drama. We love the energy you're bringing, Gabriel. But it was missing a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yes, like Morgan dying in a pile of dust because I showed her mercy.
I was going to say dance, but sure. We can
Alright.
settle on something else.
All right.
Gabriel is mad. Gabriel is just full of just all of the conditions. He's just like,
Louis, I
Yes.
will offer you one hillside villa in the shadow of a
Ooh.
mountain. No
Ooh.
direct sunlight.
No direct sun. I could go outside during the day. Ooh. Wait, could I?
As long as you're not in direct sunlight, yes.
There's only one way to find out, Louis.
right.
Well, they don't call me the Sun King for nothing.
One theater. Your second one
theater?
is within your villa.
Fine. That
You
is
don't have to-
amenable.
You don't have to argue with anyone what you put on within your theater villa.
Oh, it's mine.
Of course. And invite whoever you'd like. Whoever shows.
Oh, well.
And whoever doesn't,
I know
listen.
certain invites will be going out to some people. And he'll kind of shoot a glance across the table over to Jean-Claude. Like,
And
Yeah,
Gabriel,
he'll lift up his human cocktail as in a salute.
Oh. A fine purveyor.
and I want to try and, calm Gabriel the fuck down and give emotional support. I need to calm Gabriel the fuck down.
Just like
And
blood
I'm-
spattered shirt, like
Yeah.
haggard. His hair is like kind of falling over his face, like just a little like.
That's 12.
Nice.
10 plus, if they open up to you, they choose one, and you either choose one or take a string on them. Which is clear condition, mark XP, +1 forward, or gain insight from the GM about an obstacle facing one of you.
Wow.
It's tough choices.
Yeah. I'm just going to like project into his mind with like the whole vampire thoughts, because we're still connected because it's the same brood. And it's just like, Charles, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I
And
can't
you will have your
stand.
way.
I can't stand these people. I don't know why my uncle killed Alucard. she was back. And like he just it's like wordless, right? You know, and he just opens up to you, and I'm going to, you know, use my move from my playbook, just because I feel like it's thematically appropriate. And I will open up to you so that you're for your move, but I am going to I think I'm going to make it right. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable to someone you hurt during your villainous past, you can choose one. You can decline to engage, you can lash out, you can guide me, you can also show vulnerability, or you can forgive me.
What is there to be forgiven for? It's understandable. Everything you've done. If I was as young as you, I would do as well.
Okay, we both clear a condition, though I don't think you've gotten any.
None! 0, baby! And if I am right, I get to choose one, and then you also choose one from the emotional support list.
Nice. Okay. What are you choosing?
I'm going with the +1 forward.
And I'm gonna go with clear a condition, so I'm gonna clear 2 conditions. In this moment. And I'm gonna get rid of angry.
Okay.
Good.
And I'm gonna get rid of guilty. I'm still a little bit insecure. The hair is off falling over the face, you know.
Absolutely.
And
He's
I'm gonna
starting to grow
declare
emo, Brian.
myself smitten with Charles.
Please. There's a lot of things that happen when you have become the smite.
The smite. Yes.
A smit.
Okay.
The smit.
So, truths of heart and blade. So,
Ooh.
the first one is undeserving. When you become smitten with someone, say why, give them a string, and answer the question. I'm going to say, just because even though Charles has been wheeling and dealing, I just feel like Dracula's gone. This is the only bride of Dracula that I didn't hate. And I'm moving on. Right? Like, I'm moving on, and I'm moving on to Charles. Because
Absolutely.
Dracula was such a big, overwhelming force. There was no room to love anyone else but him. Until he was done with you. Which, unfortunately, or fortunately, Dracula wasn't done with Gabriel. Yet. And that's why. And I'm going to give you, Charles, another string. And why do you think they would be wrong to forgive you? Because I murdered Lucy. Not directly. But I, in secret, behind the scenes, told them exactly where to find her. Before she was completely turned. So I wouldn't have another bride to have to compete with. That's why I don't think I should be forgiven. And that is my truth of heart and blade.
Beautiful. We
Wonderful.
love to see it. We love to hear it. Ooh. Always love when Smitten gets called.
Wow. I'm also just reading through the book again.
Unless someone else has something to say, I believe the night grows old. Carmilla is now dressing the room. Now,
Camarilla, one last thing.
Hmm.
And this is where I'm gonna spend my fucking string on her.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Gabriel. I want to give Gabriel part of my territory that I've taken in
Part
this clan. In return, I will guard his territory. I will make sure that he grows and he becomes a lord that is worthy of the same title as Dracul.
You ask of me something that, I mean, unless there's more debate, more debacle, is yours to give.
Thank you. And I turn towards Gabriel. And we shake hands. Put my hand out to you.
And I take Charles's hand and turn it over and look at the beautiful ornate ring, if that's okay, that's on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then go to my knees and intimately kiss the ring.
Thank you.
Well, from one master to another. Now, everyone here has had time to speak their piece. However, Luciana, you have yet to
Argue.
step up at all. Now, I know this table is not full of unintimidating people, but you and the clan that you represent is well respected and well, fairly powerful from my understanding of the politique. And yet you sit here and do nothing with it.
Well, I'm not sure that I need to do anything at the moment. I mean, Charles has been more than generous with his offers, with allowing us a place on the castle. We have left here with more than we came with, doing very little. I don't see why we should need to resort to arguing or violence over it.
Well, I'm sure your elders would agree.
So, I am curious. Were you the one in charge of deciding how all of this was laid out? And she'll sort of gesture to the table very specifically. She's talking about the decanters. Or did the staff make these decisions for us?
I set to it myself. I figured it would help everyone feel a little more at home.
Thank you, Mother.
You know, you're welcome. Yours was an interesting one. How was it to accommodate for someone who, in essence, is no one at all?
Yes. It is. Certainly was an interesting choice.
And that's just what it was. A choice. Simple as that. if the affairs are settled, I will call this meeting for the evening then.
Mhm.
You are free to return to your rooms or to wherever else you may go. For those of us with sunlight sensitivities, I recommend your rooms. Jean-Claude, you are free to roam as you please. After all, just because you are blessed by the moon does not mean you are cursed by the sun.
Merci.
I will take my leave. And she stands up, and that chill that was in the room crescendos a little bit. You all feel that cold, that loss, that darkness. And for those of you who are vampires, you feel that hunger gnawing at you, that familiar hunger. She politely bows and goes, well, until I see any and or all of you again, my dealings here are done. And she raises one hand up, and you watch as the shadows from the room coalesce down the walls, across the floor, pooling underneath her an inky black. And from that inky black, a hand, another, a chorus of limbs reach up to her, not clawing, not hungry, but embracing, loving, grabbing every last inch of her until it reaches her face, her cheeks. You watch the hands reach up and give a gentle stroke to either side before settling around her neck, and they all pull down. And like that, Carmilla, the first vampire, is gone into the night.
Thank you, Mother.
Well, that's a right load of shite. Ports, just ports. Fucking. And Harold gets up from his chair, kind of kicks it over. And he kind of looks over at Louis. How can you be so satisfied with nothing?
He's French.
Yeah, Jean-Luc just kind of nods at that. Yeah, that tracks.
Harold takes a minute, kind of looks at his feet for a second. Yeah. And storms his way out of the room.
I'm going to try and follow Harold.
Absolutely, you can. Morgan stays in her seat, and Bath, seeming to relax a little bit, takes a few steps forward and is now more casually standing at her side rather than behind her like an attendant. The rest of you are free to do.
Yeah, Charles follows Harold. I'm going to go over to Jean-Claude and just sort of impishly put my hand on his, his lower back and lean in, say, you are more than welcome to take up residence in my room if you'd like. I'm sure I can keep you entertained into the morning. And I have a fully stocked liquor cabinet.
I,
hello.
as a person watching this, would like an entice roll, please.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. I might biff it, but like, Gabriel is thirsty.
It's role play over rules here, so do whatever you want. But I want to see if there's extra
No.
benefits.
2 1s.
Oh,
Two.
Yeah.
Perhaps, John Claude, you would like to turn it around on him.
Yeah.
So
Would I
kick my
just
little
would
feet
I
over here?
would I make an entice roll of my own then? Is that how that would work?
You
Yeah.
can either do that, or I will allow you to use the downbeat that I would normally take as a GM to advance yourself forward.
He'll look at he'll look at Gabriel for a second, kind of amused at the the fumbled approach. And he'll say, "I'm not sure you have the tolerance it would take, but give me 25 minutes and we shall see, no?"
Okay. That's
So that would be an entice roll then, right?
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
All right. So I don't think I have any bonuses into that.
It's too hard. Do you have heart?
I
Yeah,
do
it's
not.
hard.
I have a -1 to heart, so I rolled an 8.
That still is a success.
That's a
So
success.
gain a string on Gabriel,
String, rope, whatever it takes.
unless they decide to choose one of the following, which is Gabriel can choose to get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire.
I think Gabriel's going to give in desire and is going to say
Absolutely.
25 minutes of whatever you want to drink. And I'm just gonna escort the handsome werewolf back to my private chambers, where I do have a cabinet that's just filled with just all of this old, I can't really drink it. I like to smell it. So I have all of these whiskeys and bourbons and with the tumblers that you had. And I'm just going to drink and make the moves on this one, fade to black style.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We fade to black on that scene as you both reach for your respective tumblers and start talking whiskey as a form of enticement and engagement. And that door closes. There are still folks in the room. Charles, we will get to you following Harold, but I want to give the opportunity first to Luciana.
Yeah, who else is left in the room? Can you remind me?
That is you, Sean, Morrigan, Bath. Louis is staring out of one of the windows, so proud of himself. And that's it.
Okay. Okay, so basically, Louis doesn't count. Because he's too busy being occupied in his own mind. Yeah, I'm going to kind of look over and look back at Sean. I know I did promise her earlier that we would leave as soon as we were done with this. But I think that I'm gonna kind of look back at her and try and read. She's been very quiet, which is unusual. Appreciated, but unusual.
You look back, and in the background this entire time there was a shelf of books. Every single book you notice, because you're attentive, is in a different place than when it was when you entered the room.
Okay.
Every single one has been moved on the shelf.
Good.
She's
She
been
found
doing her
entertainment.
best to. She's been doing her best to not bother you during this because she understands it's important to you.
Pretty
but
typical among the
remaining
young lycanthrope.
aware.
Yeah. What are Morgan and Banff doing?
You look across the table, and Morgan is still sitting in her chair, and Bath, as other people have started to filter out, you can see that she's whispering something to Morgan. And Morgan is kind of whispering back. It seems like one is the earlier of the two, Bath, is giving some sort of counsel, and the Morgan is trying to wave off whatever it is that she is saying.
Okay. I'm going to. I think knowing that Sean is entertaining themselves, they got the books,
Yeah.
they're being quiet. I will kind of lean over the table toward the two of them and be like, you know, the planning, the dividing, the politics is all over. Everything has been concluded. Can I ask what it is that you are still debating about?
Well, the room is mighty lovely. Don't get to see something like this often. Just enjoying it. And, Bath here's one to worry, so trying to quell the nerves a little bit. And you can hear Bath, and of course I'm one to worry. You're hurt. You need to drink, and unfortunately, as pleasant as the decanters are, it's not living, so it's a little harder to regain. Now just drink. And she's like, you can see now being a little more obvious about putting her arm in front of Morrigan.
Yes, the castle certainly is very lovely, isn't it? Interesting that you didn't seem to care for wanting a piece of it.
Well, you see, never been much for this kind of construction. It's a little too it's nice to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. I can already feel the draft, and I bet you know, pennies to quarters, there's rats in the fucking food. Money, if you have to flaunt wealth like this, I don't think you're really all that rich.
You're probably right. Can I ask then, what is it you are planning on doing with your new independent lands?
Living. You see, where I come from, we used to have old faith, traditions, religion, practices. Some fuckwads from over the fucking channel came over, set up their churches, set up their culture, and don't much care for me and mine. Willing to muscle us out of every inch, starve us out of every inch. Have you ever had blood from someone who hasn't eaten in the last 2 weeks?
No, I can't say that I have.
It's not pleasant. It's hollow. It's sad. And that's what they're doing. I just want a place. Place where we're safe, we're good. And we can get away from oppressive forces. But I mean, you know well as I, Britain loves taking things.
I almost think that there's a world or a version where we could have gotten along, save for a few of your views, but...
Views change.
Oh.
I mean... I'll give John Claude that. He and his people have kept good watch over that southern area. And he was more gentlemanly tonight than I thought he would have been.
Yes. Where
Just
does
used to being
your...
at war with them rather than shaking hands.
I was going to ask where your dislike and distrust of werewolves comes from, but I can see it's just history.
Just history.
Well, if you are open to changing your mind on some things, I think there might be more room for us to get along in the future. You
I
see,
think you'd be quite a influence. And she kind of looks over your shoulder at Sean, who is like kind of like has that like ADHD back and forth of like, do I enter the conversation? Do I stay out? Is it okay now? Can I talk now? Like that like very nervous like dog energy of like, yes, no, maybe not, maybe.
You see, Charles made a very wonderful and very generous offer for my people that I am certain they will appreciate having a stake of the castle. I think I'm getting tired of politics. I think I don't really want to live under another Dracula, under just more of the same old, where everything just continues and nothing changes. And I think that I might be changing my mind about you.
You know, it's difficult being the biggest woman in a room, being the scariest woman in a room, and being a woman that stands for something. People make assumptions. People assume the worst of you. But, I mean, hell, I'm just looking for a place to call home. And aren't we all?
Yeah.
If, you and yours ever find yourself on my doorstep, you're welcome in. And I'll be sure to pour an extra pint for you.
I think we might. And I think that this is from my rule book, or my playbook. There is, when someone else wants you to do something, but you do it for yourself rather than doing it for other people. As I'm gonna be honest, she kind of went into that contemplating if she was gonna try and kill Morgan. After what Gabriel had insinuated earlier, and then after talking to her, I think makes a decision for herself of what she wants. And so when you do something for yourself, confess how little you know about yourself or your desires. And then it depends on how the person responds, what I do next. And then there's parts to this long. So first I think upon like getting this offer of, you know, coming and visiting and spending time with her, she will sort of sit in that for a moment before, again, like agreeing, I think I will take you up on that. You know, I've not explored much. I've not gone far beyond the limits, even being here looking at the maps and the lands that everyone is dividing up. I'm not even familiar with all of them. I think there is so much more outside of and beyond just sitting at tables and listening to people argue. I wonder if perhaps part of the reason why none of this really meant anything to me is because I just don't care that much what happens to any of them.
I mean, I don't know if the others saw it, but I saw it clear as day. You've got the free spirit behind you. And I mean literally behind you. She's standing over there waving at me and has been for the last minute. I got mine, and she kind of nods to Bath. She's a little different than yours, but I care about her, and if I Oh, she's becoming Australian. Oh,
No.
We gotta stay in Ireland. We gotta stay in
Yeah.
Ireland.
Stay
It's
in
very
Ireland.
important.
Hi there.
Where did the Irish
I
come? No,
hope
they
my-
probably went to
And if I
Australia,
can
right?
fall in love with a Catholic and love her truly, I am pretty sure I can change my mind about werewolves too. No.
Okay, I am going to. Oh, go ahead, finish. I was
No,
going
go
to
for
finish the move. I was finishing the move. I feel like that is encouraging you to discover yourself,
Absolutely.
which leans into my insight. So for each insight answer, what have you discovered about yourself that makes you proud to be you? And you change something about yourself and mark something on here. And I think that, yeah, this whole entire night she has been like trying her best to be the good again, like the mask that comes on very quickly, like to be the good politician, to listen and observe and gain information and watch the chess pieces move. And now I think part of the discovery is, for one, going to declare that she is smitten with Morgan, and very much hoping that this there, you know, we could work something out with the 4 people who are here right now in this room for sure. And yeah, I think she's just discovered what I think she knew or like suspected deep down, that she's not meant to be at this castle. She's not meant to be at this table. She doesn't belong in this world with all of these moving pieces, when she just kind of wants to, like what Sean said from the very beginning of like, why don't we just leave? I think she is now taking that very, very seriously.
Yeah. And as you have that realization, the camera pans again, and it follows a kind of miffed herald walking down the castle steps with a Charles in tow. Charles.
Harold,
What?
the politicking doesn't end at the table. Neither does
What,
trade.
just like shite.
Three autonomous court villages
Right.
and 1 island.
Okay. 1 island. What for it?
Anything you'd like.
I think I'd like something named after me.
Go right ahead.
That'd be nice. And as you're like interacting with him more and he's talking more, you do notice one of his fangs is rotten. It is blue.
How long have you had that?
Long as I've been dead, long as I've been alive.
What
Why?
happened? The
I
fang is
Broke it. Oh, it just happened to be the right tooth. Lost it broke it in a battle, came back weird. Continues to come back weird.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I cannot let a guest leave while ill.
Not ill, but I mean, I wasn't. Looking at the position of the moon in the sky, I don't think I can leave quite yet either.
All right, come on. I'll get you to the nurse.
Okay. And he'll follow you.
I hope that you understand that while at the table I cannot make direct deals that makes it look like I am favoring one person over the other, nor can I make deals that can be taken as showing too much grace.
Right.
The first offer was not generous. That was to keep the table from exploding.
It was. Yeah. It was, honestly, I've been through a lot of fights. I was the worst one.
I want you to be okay. And for tonight, you may have my room.
I appreciate that.
Now, in the meantime, I have to go find Gabriel.
Absolutely. Take your leave. I will I will go
yourself
to your
comfortable.
room and make
Make yourself
myself
comfortable.
Yes. Yep.
Just have a drink, whatever
Absolutely.
you need.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Good
And
night,
he'll
Harold.
like head off in the direction that is like clearly not where the rooms are, because he
Other way.
I'm taking the scenic route. And he offs and a ways.
And I'm going to
um,
knock on Gabriel's door.
Absolutely. Gabriel and you're in there.
I am.
As you're approaching, I imagine you hear like growling and things being smashed.
Yeah, I'm going to answer the door just wearing one of those long night shirts, you know,
Mhm.
that just sort of like ends mid calf. You know, open. You know what little
Ooh,
semblance of
yeah.
fur
Okay.
that he had in life. And
Absolutely.
he,
We call that the sexy Ebenezer in these
yeah,
parts.
the sexy Ebenezer. So he like opens the door
The
with the
sex
sexy
Ebenezer.
Ebenezer, and he's like, and his eyes suddenly go from like hungry, you know, to like,
Mhm.
and they soften when they see you, and he's like, oh, I was just entertaining Jean-Claude. Did you want to join us for a drink?
Of course. I'd like to declare myself smitten, baby. I don't even need to make any like things
Yeah.
about that. This is just where it cuts.
No, this is end of episode smitten, and I will let that just be what it is.
Neon, can I make one more roll
Yes.
really quickly
I
as
was,
we
I was
were?
planning to return to you anyway. I just
perfect.
wanted to
Okay.
give
Come on in. This is a king size bed.
Yep. I love Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Yeah, speaking of, as we left off, I mean, Neon, did you have anything planned that you wanted to return to? Because I was gonna do one thing and one thing only, which is
I figured that the scene was not done yet and we would have to return.
Yeah.
So please.
I mean, I think the only thing left to do is that there was an offer to come and visit her lands at some point.
Mhm.
And I think I'm just going to say, you know, I don't see why I can't take a visit somewhere special right now. And I'm going to roll to entice.
Absolutely. Yes.
5, 8. What am I rolling plus? What's the bonus on entice?
Plus heart.
I have 2 to that, so that's a 10.
Yeah, absolutely. You gain a string on Morrigan, and they will choose one. And Morrigan is going to look to Bath beside her and give the little oh.
She can come too.
And then is going to look to Sean in the background. And Sean somehow, some way, has found a single presentable rose and is holding it in her mouth. She was waiting for you to turn around, but she guesses this works too. And she goes, well, the night is young. Oh, she's Australian again. God fucking damn it.
Just go from English to Scottish to Ireland.
Well, if all parties are agreeable, we can't quite leave yet tonight, but I'm sure we can find some space somewhere and I can give you a thorough tour of the culture.
I would absolutely love to learn more.
With style baths.
I think that we leave Louis by himself in the big room,
Absolutely.
staring
Yeah.
out the window, completely oblivious. Yeah.
Yeah, Louis is standing in front of the window with his hands like in fists on his hips. He is looking out the window and he is like gesturing to himself. He is, haha, yes, I did it again. Another win for King Louis, the Sun King. Haha. The entire time he's been like quietly like hyping himself up.
I'm not at all sure his transformation went as it was supposed to go.
No, that's just how he is. Legitimately, that is just how he is. Pre and post death. And he turns around to an empty room, and as he's turning, he goes, "Now, shall we take this to my where did everyone go?" Okay. As he collects himself for a moment, he goes, "Well, I'm not one to waste any time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3," as he starts like ballet prancing himself out of the room.
In high heels, no less.
Off to whatever. Morrigan, Bath, Luciana, and Sean all head off in that direction, talking about, you know, cultures and history and exploration and maybe something a little bit further. But there's one last person who has yet to have a little closer this evening. In the in the residential quarter of the castle, in a fairly well-maintained room, there is a gentleman who is large and muscular and, for all intents and purposes, quite handsome for a Viking. He lays on a bed, half-robed, a little cloth covering himself for decency. He has a drink in hand and he waits. And he will wait there the entire night as he completely misread Charles's meaning on
I'll go make
what
sure that
having
he's
his
fine.
room and getting comfortable meant.
I stole his lunch.
And he falls asleep on the bed with the drink, probably spills it. And that is where we will end the evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me in telling the story of the Wallachian affair. It has been such a pleasure GMing for you here tonight. Thank you so much to the Pocket Dragon Hub for hosting the lovely Femme GM month for Women's History Month. I've been so honored to be the first featured, I believe, running Thirsty Sword Lesbians. The Dragon Pocket, that's fair. I did not say the Dragon Pocket. There's other things that I could have said that would have been worse, but luckily, I'm cleared to be on stream. Anyway, check in going forward throughout the month for more wonderful games run by more lovely femme people. I'm Neon Graffiti. I can be found over at Logomancy Media, their channel usually. But if you want to find me anywhere else, it's at Neon Graffiti, at It's Neon Graffiti on all social medias. Blue Sky is coming. I just haven't gotten around to making one because I've been busy, man.
Do it.
Aside from that, find myself and Quinn, who I'm going to toss it to in a second, tomorrow at 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So that's 1 o'clock for the people on the West Coast, and that's what, 4
2
or 5
hours ahead.
4.
So four.
It's 4
o'clock
East Coast, yeah.
on the East Coast. We are playing Emergent, a new indie game, and where we're teenagers who get superpowers and have to fight monsters, and that's DM'd by Quinn. So come check us out tomorrow at those times, or just keep an eye on the Logomancy Media tabs. So that's where you can find us. Quinn, tell them about yourself.
Yes, hi everybody, my name is Quinn. I use any pronouns. You can find me ironically, on Blue Sky and Blue Sky only. Neon, I'm on the one social media that you're not on. How dare you?
I have to get there.
I know.
This guy's delightful.
Yeah. Yeah, I do actual plays all over the place. I bounce around from place to place. I am on Logomancy right now for this entire month. We will be on episode 2 tomorrow. That is also very important. We are raising money for the Trans Lifeline. Yeah, Neon, how could you forget?
To mention that. We're raising money for the Trans Lifeline. Come check out the Tiltify. If you donate $25 or more, you can get a copy of the emergent rule set on PDF.
Yeah.
Or if you want to really see me suffer, you can donate more money and get me to drink a really spicy thing that makes me hurt. So yeah, come check it out.
Yeah, please come and make Neon suffer. Because Neon makes me suffer every time I run games for her. In the best way possible, in the most fun way possible. Other than that, I am regularly on Zeal Zaddy's The Magnus Archives. On Sunday nights, we start at 9 p.m. Eastern. Our time got wonky because of the time change. We have someone who is in a different country. I think we're staying at 9. Go follow me on social media. I talk about it all the time if you want to follow along with that. It is a horror game where I play a character who's a lot more similar to Sean in nature from this game.
Hell yeah.
The NPC who just has all the ADHD energy and can never sit still. And that's everything that I have going on and I'm doing right now. And I will popcorn it over to... I'm going to switch up the order this time, not go the same. I'm going to send it over to Ronan.
Oh, I wasn't ready.
I know, that's why I sent it to you. I can tell you.
I'm Graphical Ronin. Most places on the internet, it's some version of that. Blue Sky, it's all one word. Most other places, there's an underscore in between the two. Except for the artist formerly known as Twitter. I bailed out of that ship like a few months ago. I am in a recurring 5.5 D&D campaign on Ruinous Paths D&D every Friday at 3 in the afternoon Eastern Standard. And every other Monday night on the same channel, we have a show we call Mun D&D, where we don't actually play D&D. We played Monster of the Week last week, and we're finishing up an Orbital Blues next session, and then we'll switch it up and play something else that's not D&D. From time to time, I pop up on other channels like High Shelf Collective, although I don't have anything going on there. I'll be back here Sunday night playing Virgins and Vixens, where I will be playing I think it's a fun concept. Let's see. What do I want? Jelly.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jellyfish. I'm a gay little man, but I also love women. Love women. And I am going to be, oh God, how many things do I have in the next 2 weeks? I'm gearing up to start recording Arkham Herald Hold the Byline, which is an actual play TTRPG horror podcast of the Gauntlets yet to be released Arkham Herald. Fingers crossed, I get those files, baby. And by the 22nd, I have a game over on Nerds with Dice. I don't remember the name of that. It's like 12:48 right now for me. I'm gonna do Stars and Wishes and go to sleep after this.
Darn right.
And I am also going to be a little different thing. I'm gonna plug May Murray's over at May is Afraid on Blue Sky Horror Writers Showcase. I write horror, I write weird horror, I write shit that makes you stare at a wall for 15 minutes after you read it. Sign up on go to May Murray's Blue Sky at May's Afraid, no spaces, and find the post. Click the Eventbrite, sign up. It's free and virtual. And you can find me everywhere over at jellyfishlines.itch.io on both Blue Sky and Itch. Please buy my games. And I'm going to popcorn that down to Akami.
Hello. My name is Okami. I am at Keiichi Okami all over the internet. On Blue Sky, I am specifically at keiichiokami.itch.io, which is also my itch page, where you can get Fair Season, which we just did a one-shot of a couple of weeks ago here on Pocket Dragon Pub.
Super fun.
Yeah,
I was in that.
I just dropped the Ashcan for the second edition, so please check that out. I love designing games, but I also love playing in actual plays and facilitating them. Please see me on Sunday over at House of Dreams, where we are doing our premiere of the second chapter of our Wander Home charity actual play, A Season's Oath. We have an amazing cast. Tomas Jimenez. Oh my gosh. Tomas
Rioja.
Rioja, yes. Oh my gosh, is in it. So is Audie from Pantsless Tables, and so is Crimson Snake, also known as Javante.
Javante!
Yes, this is a continuation of the series that we did for Black History Month in partnership with
Hell
Apachromatic
yeah.
Unlimited last month, but this month, we have changed up charities. We're going to be raising money for Project Hope, benefiting the LA wildfire relief. So
Mhm.
please come out. Please support. It's going to be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be doing that for the next 4 Sundays. So please come out and support. After that, you could see me on Pantsless Tables playing in our regular D&D campaign, Dark Waters. I will be doing a stream on Monday, and then we'll go back to every other Friday. But other than that, that's what I'm doing, and please come out and support.
Beautiful. Now that our lovely cast has had the moment to plug themselves and let you all know where to find them going forward, I need to extend some additional thank yous. Firstly, I need to thank the lovely Vixie Bell for running all our production tonight and making that little video off the top, that intro video. Phenomenal. Thank you so much. And of course, the Pocket Dragon by proxy for hosting this lovely game. I would like to thank Ronan as well, Graphical Ronan, for doing the overlay that you are seeing. It is so lovely and so on brand and so on theme. God, I always love coming to the Pocket Dragon because y'all got cool stuff over here. And then I also would like to extend a thank you tonight to Bookish, who did our lovely virtual backgrounds. Thank you so much, Bookish, for making this, and the rest of the production crew for making this all look good and sound good, and have us here and open up the play space for us. All that being said, thank you, the viewers, for coming and joining us tonight on a lovely evening of gothic romance and intrigue. I hope to see you again, perhaps another night, perhaps another time. But for now, the sun is rising, and creatures like me don't do well in the sun. Take care of yourselves.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Good night.